Good afternoon and welcome to this special interview. We are coming live from the Eklesi Multipurpose Center in Middle Drift in the Raymond Hlaba local municipality. In front of me I have Deputy Minister Dipuo Peters. She's the Deputy Minister for the Department of Small Business Development. Deputy Minister, let me greet you and welcome you to our news.
Thank you very much for having me here.
All right. Deputy Minister, you are in the Eastern Cape in Middle Drift. What do we owe this pleasure of you visiting us?
We are here because there has been a call by the municipality of Raymond Hlaba under the district Amatole for support for their small businesses. You would know that the Department of Small Business was established in 2014, and as part of the process, we were given the mandate through the NDP, which is the National Development Plan, that 90% of the jobs that are envisaged to be created by 2030 should come from small businesses. So one of the areas that the department identified was to develop a strategy which is called the National Informal Business Support, because informal businesses, those businesses that are run by people who work from their own small houses, who work from a shack, who work from a taxi rank, who work at making it possible that they put bread on the table. That number of people needs to be supported to grow their businesses. One of the things that we have also realized is that informal businesses do have challenges of skills development, do have challenges of financial access and the infrastructure. So one of the areas that was identified was that through CEDA, the department working together with the LED officers in the municipalities should provide the much needed business development skills and be able to help the informal sector to be able to run their businesses professionally. One of the things that have been observed is the fact that small businesses, informal sector is actually a hand-to-mouth business. So that's why the skills in business management were essential, so that they can understand that when they are even in this informal sector, they can create jobs. They start by employing themselves and thereafter employ many others that they would need to be able to grow their business. So we are here based on the number of people that have been trained by CEDA, supported by the LED office, and today we can say it's actually a graduation of the effort that started in February 2023 with their training, and now they are getting the equipment that was requested by themselves. And I'm sure you would have seen the emotional scenes in the handing over ceremony, where people were literally crying to say, I didn't know that God will answer me so fast. I didn't know that government can be able to do this for me. Today I've seen it. And I'm happy in particular for the women that were benefiting from this particular interventions, because we know that the informal sector is predominantly driven by women. So we are here as a department supported by our municipality, the Raymond Hlaba municipality, and I'm sure you would have also heard and seen the joy from the Queen from the area here, but also from the mayor, because they have seen that this intervention means a lot, and they would now start even rally for more to come this way. We have also heard from the beneficiaries where they know the different programs of government. Like, for example, they know that there's a township and rural enterprise program that they were saying we need to also bring it here so that they don't see it only on TV.
Yes. Now, what is it that the department would like to see now that you have invested? I understand that it's over 1.4 million. If you come back in the next year as the department, what progress would you want to see?
When we come back, those we gave industrial sewing machines 2022 with overlockers and all the necessary equipment that they needed to grow their sewing or dressmaking ventures. We want to see them indicating to us that the business has grown to an extent where they would need other machines because they would want to start a factory or whatever they want to start. Those that we are giving ovens to, we want to see them really supplying big shops, and we believe that through CEDA, they need to be supported to be able to get access to the markets. Those who have asked for the incubators for their broilers through poultry farming, and those who got the intervention with the poultry farming equipment, we want to see them saying we've got a market. We just need to be helped with proper packaging. But I'm happy to indicate to you that the department, through CEDA, will continue supporting them. That is why we say after the handover of the equipment, there is a contractual agreement between them and as beneficiaries and the department to say we are going to grow this. This we see as a seed capital. So we want to see them growing. We want to see them actually getting out of informal into micro and medium businesses.
All right. As you have just mentioned, this is my last question or my last statement. As you have mentioned, it was so emotional inside when people were getting their equipment. I am sure that can be attributed to the fact that there is a general sense of hopelessness and despair in South Africa. As a member of the ruling party, I am sure you've also observed the state of things in South Africa. What is government going to be doing? What other programs government, especially your department, is going to be doing to bring hope to the people of this country?
I'm sure you would remember that this department was established by the ANC government in 2014, realizing that for this department to be able, or for government to deliver on its own mandate of creating jobs, they would need a fast-running department. And that is why the separation of the big businesses from the small businesses. So in our space, myself and Comrade Minister Stella Ndabeni Abrams, is to make it possible that from cooperatives, as well as the informal and the micro enterprises, we help them grow. And we want to say to them that even during this challenge of COVID, there was a grant that was established called the Township and Rural Enterprise Program, which is money that has been set aside to support those businesses in the rural areas especially. And you would remember that most of our informal sector is predominantly infiltrated by foreign nationals. We also want to reverse the efforts in our favor. So I want to say to the people, don't despair. You have cried out to government to intervene in your place, and government is responding through the cooperative sector, through the informal medium enterprise development program that we are here about today, through the different funding mechanisms that we have in CIFA. And I'm happy to indicate to you that in December, when the ANC met at Nasrec, there was a resolution that said that it is important that we create an environment where we minimize the red tape, we close the up and down gaps that people have to follow to get services. And that's why now as a department, we're putting together CEDA, CIFA and the Cooperative Development Bank, so as to make it possible that both the development side and the financial side are working together to avoid the number of doors and corridors that an applicant has to go through. But we're also saying, like the mayor said to the community, also when they go out either to the municipality or to CEDA to ask for help, they must know that we're taking that seriously, because for us it is an indictment that we we at times take the money back to National Treasury when it is money that has been loaned to serve our people. But I want to say that as a government, we are truly focused on making it possible that we can be able to better serve our people. I'm sure the community of the Eastern Cape is aware that the President established a unit in his office called the Red Tape Reduction Unit. And we want that Red Tape Reduction Unit to be in municipalities, in provinces, so as to avoid a situation where small businesses are not paid in time, small businesses are sent from pillar to post. We also reduce the length of time it takes for a person to apply for a business license, and be able to reduce it to a situation where you can, within a day or within 2 days, be able to get your licenses. But also we're saying through this merged entity, you'll be able to be helped to go to SARS, to go to different registration points just from the desk of the Office of the Department of Small Business. So we also, through you, want to encourage, in particular the women in rural areas, let us take up this initiative of cooperatives. Cooperatives, it's like these people we're giving machines to. If they can come together with their machines and overlook us and say we want to start a cooperative where we can get a contract from the Department of Education for school uniforms, or including others would ask for machines to make shoes so that then they can be able to supply the schools nearby. But it is important that they understand that it is in working together that we can do more. They should not necessarily be fighting about who holds the money, who is the chairperson, like the Queen was saying today, that people, once they start fighting in the cooperative, they destroy the cooperative. So we're looking forward to working with the people of South Africa. South Africa is our country. We've got nowhere else to go, and we need to build it together. And remember that Madiba in 1994, when he said better life for all, and he even went further in 1996 and formed something called Masakane. We went further during the year 2000 with the Vukuzenzele. So if you want a better life, you really need to work together, and working together we can aka each other. And in that way, everybody makavuke azenzele. And if you uzenzela, you can take your family out of poverty. Into Tuko in your family must come through you. Into Tuko in your community must come through you. And we believe that it is in working together that we can really resuscitate our towns, resuscitate our communities, including our country.
Deputy Minister, you have said a mouthful. I am going to let you go now. Any last words before I leave you? I let you go. Any last words to the citizens of South Africa, to businesses, and to everyone?
I want to say to the citizens of South Africa, Malikbongwi Gamalama Kuskas, in this month where we focus on what we can do together with women, what we have done for women, let us try and educate our sons, our brothers, our fathers about the important role that women play in society. And let us fight GBV together. It is through building initiatives like your businesses and all those that we truly can get our people out of poverty, not through beating up women. So we're saying to our children, you know that if you have a criminal record, including a criminal record because you have beat up a girl child or a woman, you will not be able to get the benefits that you need to get from society. But we also say to our young people, this is a time, apply for IDs, because you would have realized that everything that we do is based on whether you have a 13-digit South African ID that proves that you are a South African citizen. But also we say, young people, go register to vote. I'm not here about voting, but I need to encourage young people to register to vote. In registering, we know the sizes of our communities. In being counted through the census of South Africa, we know the size of our country. And then our budget will then be able to cover that which we need in the amongst the people of South Africa. If you're given a house, don't rent it out to foreign nationals and come back and say that you need a house, because you will not get it. So we say to South Africans, when government gives you a house, it is yours. When government gives you free basic water, it is for your use. We are also saying we know that, like in communities like this, there are challenges of water. The Department of Water and Sanitation is addressing those particular challenges, working together with our districts. We are also saying the schools are available for our children. Let us take our children to schools and avoid keeping children back, because in future, what would we say we have done with a lot of resources that we spend? The biggest budget of the South African government goes to education and then health as well as social development. So the budget of South Africa goes to caring for the people of South Africa. Let's make good use of it and let's save the resources. But come to us as small business. We'll help you, from young, disabled, women, men, and all those, even children who are in business. We encourage them because it's part of learning entrepreneurship.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Right, welcome to the second segment of this interview. Now I'm sitting here with uMeya waseRaymond Mhlaba, uCouncillor Sango. Ceba khawuzibulisele abantu baseRaymond Mhlaba.
Ndiyabulisa kubahlali baseRaymond Mhlaba.
Alright. Ceba silapha exesha namhlanje umsebenzi omhle kakhulu sibonile over 1.4 million in investment by the Department of Small Business Development kwi-informal sector yalapha eRaymond Mhlaba. Ninani eRaymond Mhlaba, what does this mean kuni le investment yenzolisele lezophuhliso lamashishini asakhasayo?
Yes, enkosi kakhulu as basi Raymond Mhlaba, we are a service driven municipality. Ukuba kufike oluhlobo lunje apha kuthi by the Department of Small Business Development kusenza thina sikwazi intoba siyazi intoba abantu bethu banezinto abazifumanayo nabantu abangathathi ntweni. I-informal traders ngabantu abangathi bona abakhathalelekanga, kodwa siyi-Raymond Mhlaba municipality sibonile intoba masidibane nalo rhulumente into yokuba senze intoba aba bantu nabo bazibone bekhathalelekile, kukhona izinto abazifumanayo eziza kubenza uba ibhizinesi zabo ziye ziphakame.
So now that over 1.4 million has been invested in Raymond Mhlaba, apho khokhela khona now nina njengomasipala walapha eRaymond Mhlaba, yintoni enibawela ukuyibona emveni konyaka mhlawumbe okanye what progress would you want to see going into the future after investment eninzi kangaka?
All right. Njengomasipala weRaymond Mhlaba thina sibawula ukubona uba as informal traders kwiminyaka ezayo sibona ibingabantu noko abazawukwazi intoba bazimele kwibusinesses zabo, futhi ibe ngabantu abakwazi uqesha abanye abantu from their businesses. Izinto ke ezifumaneka apha, abanye they are the catering companies, they have catering companies, abanye ngabantu nje abaziphekelayo phaya estratweni. Kodwa ngokuba bafumane ezinto bazifumeneyo ngoku iza kwenza intoba bakwazi nabo ukuqesha abantu ababini nabathathu ukuba babancedise ukupheka, ukwenzela uba nabo imeko yabo yemali izokuhluma.
Okugqibela ke sodolophu ilixesha i-Women's Month and also the sector is populated kakhulu ngabantu abangomama. Amazwi akho okugqibela with regards to i-Women's Month and amazwi akho okugqibela generally to abahlali baseRaymond Mhlaba nakubabukeli.
All right. Le yinyanga yomama eyona nto endivuyise kakhulu apha xa ndibona aba bantu ndifike imajority yaba bantu ingabantu abangomama. Imajority yaba bantu kucaca into bangabona abantu bangathathi ntweni. Yandivuyisa kakhulu londo eza kwenza intoba noko abantu bangomama ngale nyanga yabo babonakala intoba bakhathalelekile. Enye endifuna ukuyitsho kubahlali baseRaymond Mhlaba kule nyanga yomama, ndicela singomama masizikhathalele. Umama makabe nayo into ethi noba kwenzeka ntoni endlini ayokuyiripota, kuba kaloku ukuba ngaba umuntu uhleli akaripoti into yile nto iza kwenza into yoba ngenye imini sibone sele ngekho apha emhlabeni. Siyacela kootata kumadoda akhoyo aseRaymond Mhlaba awaphathe kakuhle amakhosikazi awo nabantwana babo, abaphathe kakuhle abantu abangomama ngakumbi kule nyanga yomama. In fact sicela uphathwa kakuhle ngalo lonke ixesha singabantu abangomama baseRaymond Mhlaba. Asifuni ukuva izinto ezimbi ngale nyanga yomama, sesifumene izinto ezintle eziza norhulumente wethu we-African National Congress. Sicela uba siyivale kakuhle ke, siyivale kule note sesiyifumene ngayo.
Masivale ohlobo ke sisekwixesha elicritical elilungiselela ukuvota eli-business registration. Sicela ke usowuthundeza ubaxela abantu nge-importance of abantu babhalisele uvota, especially because unyaka olandelayo siyavota.
Yes, thank you very much Lebu. Yazi lento yo registerisha mandingathi yovota lento yorejistarisha kangangokuba ibalulekile emntwini kumi ngamnye waseMzantsi Afrika, kumi ngamnye kwindawo yakhe, kwiwadi yakhe okanye kumasipala wakhe. Yilento iza nee-services apha kumasipala wethu kuba kaloku ngokuba sijongwe aba bantu barejistarishileyo, yile nto isiphathelayo uba bangakanani abantu baseRaymond Mhlaba, so that norhulumente akwazi uba uzisa into engakanani for uba kwenziwe ii-services zabantu baseRaymond Mhlaba. Abantu ke xa bengayi uyovota bazivalela into yoba bangazifumani ii-services zabo kurhulumente. Kubalulekile kakhulu ngakumbi kubantu abatsha sibabone besiya beyorejistarisha, berejistarisha singathethanga ngovoto kuqala. Kodwa ke le nto yoba umntu arejistarishe ibaluleke kakhulu kuthi siyiRaymond Mhlaba. Mhlawumbi ke Lebu ndingenza nale nto ithi ngelinye ixesha xa ii-services zaseRaymond Mhlaba ezifana nezi sithi khawukukhupha i-ID sibone uba uburejistarishelena apha kulo masipala wethu, phambi kokuba singathi kuwe sikunika the services zabantu baseRaymond Mhlaba. Ingathi kanti akubalwanga kwa ukubalwa apha umke nee-services zabantu baseRaymond Mhlaba. Siyayikhuthaza kakhulu ke loo nto uba abantu mabarejistarishe noba bazawuvota nini na, kodwa i-registration is very important.
Right, that was uMayor waseRaymond Mhlaba, uCouncillor Usambo. Thank you so much, Mayor, for joining us. Mandithatha ithuba ndiphinde ndinamkele kwenye i-segment of this interview. Right about now sihleli nomama uMangcotywa, who's one of the beneficiaries zale program yanamhlanje. Mama uMangcotywa, masithathe lithuba sikwamkele.
Enkosi kade ndiyabulisa.
Ma ndiyakubona uba uncomo alupheli ebusweni. Umntu umka namhlanje izandla zizele. Uziva njani?
Yo, uhlobo endivuya ngalo awuyazi wena. Ndonwabe okokoko phofu bendonwabe since I received a call from municipality into kokubana ndiyafumana. Ndisenjalo ke namhlanje lulonwabo novuyo. Yaweske ngoku ndizibonile nezi zinto urhulumente andipha zona. Ndiyavuya kakhulu.
Now ezinto uzifumeneyo zizayincedisa njani ibhizinesi yakho?
Sizayincedisa kakhulu because umzekelo bendine problem ye-sewing machines ezifuna iservice ezinye zimoshakele. Ngoku ndine brand new sewing machine, brand new overlocker, so zizayikhulisa and umsebenzi ngoku uzaba faster and ndinayo ngoku nengqiniseko into yobana I will have to employ one yomntu. Uyayibona khona umuntu ozawufumana umsebenzi because now I have equipment to do the work. Yo.
Wow. Now undivile ngokuthetha phayana uthi wena lento yohlala estandini yiyo le ikunxibise le bhatyi uyinxibileyo. Khasixele kabanzi ngalonto.
Ukuhlala estandini ndeva kusithiwa kuyabhaliswa eFort kufuna abantu babezi social workers. Ndabe qha ndiqonda hey andikayivi kahle mose ziyathanda indaba ziqala pha ku estandini. So ndayiphanda lento ndeva ngosister wami wathi sister wami ewe ikhona into enjalo. Bhalisa hamba mbo apply eFort. Ndahamba ke ndo apply eFort. Otherwise into iqale pha kuthi umlevo into kokubana kufuna abantu khanibhaliseni sindizwa kufuna abantu abanematric. Bonobhalisa nokwenza ubunonhlalonhle.
Wow, congratulations ba. Now siyakuvuyela ke amazwi nje akho okugqibela to omnye umuntu osahleli phayana obeza ulahla ithemba because of izinto zingenzeki, omnye umuntu osacinga uziqalela ibusiness, omnye umuntu osasokolayo phayana osazama ukushishina.
Ndiba neslogan ke mina ke ndaziwayo ngaso